This just feels like one of those slow, like, steamrollers coming at MVP. You know they're going to get flattened.
They have to play aggressively with the clockwork.
It's the only choice.
I feel like there is absolutely no alternative to just having the clockwork get really active around the map. If he goes top again to lane, he probably feels like he's doing fine up there, getting level 6 and 23 CS at minute 9, but it's just not going to work for the overall game plan. Him and QO, all the pressure are on these two cores for MVP to make space for the Naga, and Naga's going to need a lot of time here.
Well, at least he's had some time. They should pick up the arcane boots as well as a PMS. So on to the Aquila, but they find an opening. It's going to be Howl on top lane, right in front of the Invis rune. Stolen, but hey, that's a level 6 Store Spirit. He just bowls himself away to safety. And in fact, will probably just farm up the jungle while he's in the neighborhood. Head back to base later on. Well, KP, the only way he can farm and do anything on this bottom lane is with illusions, but they're on cooldown. There's a large army of Spirelings coming after him, and FY, remember, he's got the Riptide, so he's got a lot of damage behind him. And that's why they bring in the Dazzle.
That's pretty uncharacteristic not having Song at level 8.
It's all about the laning phase.
Yeah, he is 100% farm-centric here, but, you know, if you die one time because of not having Song, that extra point in either Riptide or Miriam you have, probably not going to work.
It could even just be a setup to try and pick off one support or anything on the bot lane. March, in the meantime, is a clockwork tower pusher for MVP.
So, very little far.
Yes.
That regard.
Q is at least able to scout out that Ice is here, walking around inside that Invis rune he stole previously. Actually hits Ice with that scream, and the sentry wards are down. They saw Ice, but it was too late. He backs into the lane. Scream's at least able to find another 4 Spiderlings. And they're doing everything they can to harass his bottom lane. Ice is still fairly low, but at the same time, you have a Lina with a Lion Strike Array with a Fissure set up that can kill at any point, and a Witch Doctor trying to soak up levels is an easy pick-off target.
Well, top lane, I'm wondering if Hao is thinking about trying to solo this. I think he might have a shot. Right now he doesn't.
Need max mana.
He has a lot of mana because he has 3 bottle charges.
Mid lane again, Fissure, QO. Yeah, commit the Laguna Blade. They weren't going to have enough damage before the blink would come in, so they just say, you know what, ensure that Queen of Pain stays down. And it's a 0-2 Queen of Pain up against this Lina, who's now got 3 kills and 72 CS. The top CS still belongs to the Naga, but she does not hold the top net worth. That belongs to the Lina at 5.8k compared to the 5k of the Lina. The only thing that Naga's got really going for her is 2,000 gold. The Relic into the Radiance, buying some time. You haven't lost any early tier 1 towers. It looks like VG Gaming are just playing this more of a wait style game. The Brood's still going to catch up for a little bit of farm. Everything's just taking a little bit more time.
Yeah, it could definitely be worse for MVP than it is now. Like, only having died 4 times in Game 13 with these heroes against you is not too shabby with what they have for themselves. But of course,
4-man smoke, MVP.
They haven't found any of their own.
They're right around the corner from Ice now. They can see the Spiderlings farming there. But they know their smoke could just break it. They're just going to run to the dire jungle, but that's not where VG Gaming are. The Song of the Siren's going to have to come out nice and early because VG are ready for the gank. Ice moving him. The Fidget can be the initial stun, and KP so low on mana, even though he's got the regeneration rune. The Arcane Boots is now going to give him that Song of the Siren. He's going to, well, he uses it. Catches out 2, breaks the smoke, and just says, hell no. Just escape. TP's up to the top lane, even though it sleeps up Howl as he arrives. But it's all that VG had the bottom tower.
Saw them with the wards, he would just back down before it got really dangerous. And I think this is a fine play from the Naga. It was just too risky. He's also able to perhaps defend the top
tower. Super going on the clockwork. March, fairly tanky. A very early Shallow Grave and Echo Slam committed. March has a hook shot, and they're looking for a revenge kill. They're going to find one on the Earthshaker into the Death Ward. Super dropping so low. MVP, huge kills for them. They'll take a tier 1 tower. They get 2 big calls, including the Lina down. The Winterstuff gets the extra cash. And once again, they're going to buy more space for this Naga Siren. They take the mid tower, good money, but Howl trying to pull it back again. There's a burst heal onto Howl, and what Stole's going to only be Scream, but Howl jumping up burning through the mana. QO wants to stick with him, actually baited out the Shadow Strike to force another leap. Meanwhile on bot lane, Brood doing broody things.
That was a really good play from MVP. They got the 2 kills mid. Sure, they lost their clock, but in addition to that, they also held the top tower because of Naga's TP. And now KP is only 800 away from the Relic. If they can slow down this game even more, so far doing a good job. The bottom tier 2 tower also barely took any damage from Ice.
Yeah, just the tier 1 tower dropping, but they're going to lose QO now. One charges won't be enough to keep him alive. In fact, couldn't even get him mana. So QO drops in the bottom lane. A good gank in from Hal. And Hal's going to go for even more kills, that is, as he's going for the Bloodstone build. Top lane, there is real trouble actually missing it. Super didn't get the Light Strike array. KP needs to TP out in time, and the creep wave is keeping Super away. Real problems in the Hawk shot, also off target. March was hoping for a revenge kill into that Lina. She committed everything to that. And the Light Strike array was all the damage she required to kill off KP, but missing the target. And that's a huge mistake. That means KP might be able to actually finish up his Relic.
He's looking to find whatever he can bottom. He gets a couple of CS here and forces Hal away, but they're still going to be losing their mid tower. This is the thing that will inevitably happen when Brood has enough time. You start building a whole network of travel between the mid and bottom lane, and maybe MVP can get the deny here. Looks like Ice is letting them have it. Another way up 0.
Last 2 tier 1 towers down. That top one's also not too healthy, only 175 points of life. And VG Gaming can now start to really control up the Radiant jungle. With the removal of those tier 1 towers, MVP don't have the front TP positions. So it's probably going to be even more of an expense when it comes towards to keep tabs on where VG Gaming are moving. For moments like, well, I'm not saying moments like this when Hal jumps in, they're only the illusions which are down there. But moments when KP does this, he moves in close to farm up one of the Sata camps right underneath the Dire Observer Ward. This is where VG Gaming can move over and just ensure the Naga Siren doesn't find that 3800 that he's searching for.
And it is actually a fairly easy kill. KP has 900 health. He's got high armor, but Storm Spirit has a lot of magical damage, and if they rotate in, for example, the Rubik plus just the spawn Spiderlings, he is dead, and it looks like he might actually be on the receiving end here if he's not careful.
He's up so far.
He's reading it well, though. Moving away.
Hope he can get a decent amount of farm here. Riptide's up for a little bit, then backs up. The Arcane Boots again, keeping the mana up. As Ice preparing for the late game. It's the Hand of Midas build for him early on, 17 minutes in.
Hand of Midas and Medallion. This is a little weird.
Almost
you
feels like this.
You could have bought it earlier. He's sending them out together.
It looks like they're trying to prepare for an earlier Roshan instead. They give Hal and Aegis Immortal once he's got that Bloodstone and get really aggressive into MVP. Just hunt that Naga Siren before she can get tanky items. The tier 1 tower still going to go the way here of MVP. And with that now, KP can farm this top lane, stream to help, and that's going to be the Relic money. So 17 minutes and 30 seconds in, putting a lot of attention towards KP with his farm. But that's still because we've basically flagged it. Naga Siren is the hope for MVP, while VG Gaming is going to inflict more and more damage. And they need to do it before this 4 Radiance, as well as a couple of tanky items that arrive for the Naga. And they're doing a great job. The tier 2 tower's about to drop. Mass Spiderlings get to come in. And there's nothing MVP can really do about this. You Clockwork Rocket to keep out, but 4 points Rocket is nice. It is going to stall up VG's push, but it does not stop it. Storm Spirit will take the last hit. And TP's back up to the top, where his full Bloodstone is now waiting for him. 18 minutes in for Hal. Really good farm for him.
Yeah, the game lane is just coming along nicely for VG. But they are not managing to find KP. It's really impressive they haven't managed to gank him once in 18.5 minutes. So MVP are doing a good job at trying to advance the plan of their own as well. The problem is, even with the Radiance, he's still going to need a lot more time. It's the first step on the way, and the one that actually, or not actually, absolutely has to happen for them to have a chance. And when they build up that chance, he needs to keep maximizing his farm, but he's going to start putting some more pressure on that. Now what's going to be scary is that Hal will probably build an Orchid next. He just bought an item. What's that? It's a robe. So I think that's pretty much telling that it will be an Orchid. That will allow him to pick off the Quap and or the Naga.
Which basically means that you need to see that Mana Style coming out almost instantly from the Naga after that Radiance is completed. But with the Relic already up, like KP's sitting at a point where he's got 1,000 gold. this should actually be a 20-minute Radiance in for the Naga. While VG Gaming, this is what we're talking about with the Medallion, is all about moving in to take out Roshan, give Hao immortality, and get more Bloodstone charges up and kill MVP wherever they can find them.
Some decent split push being done top by KP. We got the tier 2 down to half.
There's the Radiance, just shy of 20 minutes.
It's a pretty good timing when you're under this much pressure from Broodmother, to be honest.
Yeah. And now as you see the pressure being pushed back, sides, the Sonic Wave with the Clockwork Rocket. They actually just killed him off. QO was waiting in the tree line. He blinked out, screamed Sonic Wave, and he timed it perfectly with a level 4 rocket from March. And a much needed kill for March. He's going ahead of Minus Build. He wants to have momentum, not to mention putting Broodmother in the grave. And they might actually find another opening. Top River is going to be nuts. This is going to be super to do the work this time. Able to find that pick off, and another early timing on an item. It's going to be the Aghanim Scepter in 350 gold for Lina.
Yep, it's going to be another axe coming out, which is QO. He's going to have it at minute 21, which is around the same time as Lina, but Lina is a full Euros ahead. That's just the mid lane. That's the way it went this time. QO got absolutely countered in that lane by both Lina and Shaker, so he's probably around 2,500 gold behind the Lina, I would imagine. Yeah, about that. 2,300. So
Fabby being jumped on the top lane. FY steals the heal, turns it around, but Marshall hook shot in, being telekinetic grabbed by FY. The Cogs burning off Hao, and QO looking for a good fight here. Hao will refuse to give him one until that rocket's going to connect. QO still no ultimate on him. The Sonic Wave might do, the Scream might do a little bit of damage here to FY if he can get close enough, including Shadow Strike. The telekinesis is coming off cooldown, and he's still got that burst heal. The rest of MVP not wanting to get involved.